Good morning, this is X-Pulse AI Morning Mix. It's Tuesday, March 17, 2026. Today, Jensen Huang says we're hitting an inference inflection, and NVIDIA ships new tooling to make always-on agents safer in the enterprise. Orion's here with me. Ready to jump in?
Ready, let's do it.
Our lead story, AP News, reported on March 16th that Jensen Huang at GTC 2026 called this moment an inference inflection, and predicted NVIDIA could face a $1 trillion chip order backlog by year-end. Orion, what's he signaling?
He's saying the center of gravity is shifting from training to running models at scale, production inference. If every product becomes an agent, demand turns into a steady, always-on compute burn, not occasional training spikes. The 1 trillion line is also a supply signal. Capacity is the bottleneck.
Is inference really different enough to change buying behavior?
Yes, training is lumpy and planned. Inference is tied to user traffic and business workflows, so it's continuous, elastic, and latency sensitive. That pushes companies to lock in long-term GPU supply, optimize serving stacks, and split workloads across cloud, on-prem, and edge, wherever they can get predictable performance.
And the 1 trillion backlog claim, bold or plausible?
It's marketing, but grounded in the vibe. Big labs, hyperscalers, and enterprises are all placing overlapping orders. Think of it as the world's most expensive shopping cart, and half the items are back-ordered. If demand stays hot, allocation and software efficiency become strategic weapons.
Now to products. NVIDIA Newsroom announced on March 16th a new NVIDIA Agent Toolkit, including an open-source runtime called OpenShell, aimed at safer, long-running enterprise AI agents. Orion, what is this toolkit trying to standardize?
A full agent operating layer, how agents run, what they're allowed to do, and how you enforce policy. OpenShell is positioned as the runtime that can apply security rules, network boundaries, and privacy guardrails while an agent is executing, especially when it's autonomous and persistent.
They also name-check a huge ecosystem: Adobe, Cisco, SAP, Salesforce, and more. Why does that matter?
Agents only become useful when they can safely touch real systems, tickets, documents, customer data, code repos. If the runtime becomes a common control plane, partners can integrate once instead of reinventing. It's NVIDIA trying to be the standard layer between models and enterprise workflows.
For listeners, what should we watch for in adoption?
Whether OpenShell policies are auditable and portable, can you prove what an agent did and move it across environments without losing controls? If it works, it's like giving agents seatbelts and a speed governor, still powerful, but less likely to drive through a wall.
Staying with NVIDIA, also on March 16th, NVIDIA Newsroom announced NemoClaw for the OpenClaw agent platform, described as a single command install bundling Nemotron models plus the new OpenShell runtime. Orion, what's new versus the toolkit?
Think of NemoClaw as the It Just Works distribution. The toolkit is building blocks. NemoClaw is an opinionated stack that ships models plus runtime plus security features, guardrails, sandboxing, and controls, aimed at making always-on assistance deployable in real environments.
They mention cloud, on-prem, even RTX PCs and DGX. Why push that range?
Because enterprise reality is hybrid. Some teams want local, privacy-forward assistance on workstations. Others need centralized deployments near data. If the same stack runs across RTX, servers, and DGX, you can standardize governance while choosing where inference happens.
What's the practical impact if NemoClaw lands?
It lowers the friction to go from agent demo to agent service. The differentiator won't be who can call tools. It'll be who can keep agents constrained, logged, and recoverable when they run for weeks. Enterprises buy reliability, not magic.
A few quick hitters to round things out. First, on March 16th, NVIDIA Newsroom announced the Nemotron Coalition, with groups like Mistral AI, LangChain, and Perplexity aiming to co-develop an open frontier base model for Nemotron 4. Orion, what's the play?
NVIDIA wants an open model ecosystem tightly aligned to its stack. A coalition spreads data and research cost, then anchors deployment on NVIDIA infrastructure. If the first base model, co-built with Mistral AI, lands well, it's a credibility boost for open but enterprise grade.
Also from NVIDIA Newsroom on March 16th, an open physical AI data factory blueprint using Cosmos models and open evaluators, with GitHub availability expected in April. What's notable there?
It's an attempt to industrialize synthetic data and evaluation for robotics and vision generation, curation, scoring, filtering. Open evaluators matter because more data isn't enough. You need repeatable quality checks. They also cite Microsoft Azure and Nebius integrations, so it's meant to run at scale.
On the consumer health side, Windows Central wrote on March 15th about Microsoft's Copilot Health, described as a separate, secure space that can combine EHR data with wearables for clearer explanations. Where could this go, right or wrong?
Right. Better comprehension and continuity, turning labs and device streams into plain language. Wrong. Overtrust and messy data access boundaries. The separate secure space framing suggests Microsoft knows trust is the product here, not just the interface.
Two more. Axios reported March 17th that enterprise partners aren't backing away from Anthropic despite the Pentagon's supply chain risk label. And NVIDIA's blog on March 16th says Roche is deploying more than 3,500 Blackwell GPUs for foundation models and digital twin manufacturing. Thread these together?
It's the same theme. AI is becoming core infrastructure. Enterprises keep vendors if the value is real and contracts are stable, even under policy noise. And Roche scaling that many Blackwell GPUs signals the pilot phase is ending. Regulated industries are building durable AI capacity, not just experiments.
All right, today was all about inference becoming the main event, and the industry racing to make agents safe enough to run nonstop inside real companies. If this helped you track what matters, send XPulse AI Morning Mix to a friend or coworker who lives in their tabs.
And keep an eye on the boring parts, security, policies, and runtimes. That's where agent reality gets decided.
Thanks for listening. I'm Iris. That was Orion. See you tomorrow morning.